Hey guys, welcome back to Schulte Family Homestead. I'm Tony, and today we have got to stake up our tomatoes. I went and I got all the T-posts we need, and we are going to be using remesh as our trellis to go across. We're not going to cage them. I actually have way too many tomato plants in a small area to use cages, so we're going to run it more like a trellis. And remesh is plenty strong enough to do that. We're going to be using 7-foot T-posts and 4x8 sheets of remesh to do it. And we actually kind of had a tragedy with some of our tomatoes. Hopefully we can save them. The dog decided to go into the garden and lay down on the tomato plants. Come over here, you guys can take a look. See, I have tomato plants just laying right on the ground. The dog is not my friend right now, but it is my fault. I do still have one small tiny piece of fence I got to put up that has been blocked off by the lawnmower lately, but I mowed today, so it wasn't back there yet, and he decided to go lay down in the middle of the sun. We're grilling out some burgers, brats, and hot dogs so we can feed my buddy that went to get the T-post and all of the remesh for me, because I don't have a truck. We only have one minivan for the both of us, so we're feeding him while he came to help. So while we're out here, before we start doing this tomato trellis, it's probably a good idea for me to get the rest of my fence up so the dog doesn't decide he wants to go tear down more tomatoes. That is the little hole right next to my gate, between the gate and the garage. It's only about 2 foot wide that I just haven't put fence on yet. But we're going to use T-post clips and some 2x4 welded wire fencing, and that will be all of our fence. Hey guys, I'm out here in the garden again. Ran out of time to get the rest of the tomato trellis up yesterday. So in between rain showers today, I am going to try to get done as much as I can. What I'm doing is driving in 7-foot T-posts. I'm putting them about 18 inches down. And we got concrete reinforcing remesh, that is going to be plenty strong enough to hold up all the tomatoes. So we are putting 3 posts on each piece of remesh, and then using just T-post clips to hold them on, because we can reuse them. Well, hopefully reuse them. But the remesh and the T-posts I'll take out at the end of the season. But for now, we're going to get as many T-posts in as we can in probably the half hour before it rains. Now that I got post driven on the back row, we're going to get the remesh up so that we can start tying tomatoes to it before we put second row in, because my big mistake is I planned a little too close, and well, we can't walk between them very well, and me being a big guy, it's even harder. Now, as you can see behind me, I have just about a 3.5 foot section that we need to fill in, but I don't want to cut the remesh. That way when we move, or if we have to stay here and we set up the tomatoes in a different area, we have the ability to not have a bunch of cut pieces. So we're just going to overlap it, and that'll keep it in a full piece. That way we can reuse it for other things, and year after year after year. And I'm going to run out of T-post clips, so I guess I'm only going to get the back row done until I can get to the store to buy some more. Casey is at work today, so I won't be able to go until after she gets off. And by that point, I probably won't want to do anything, so it'll be a tomorrow project. So now that that's done, I have one T-post clip left in here, which, if you've never seen a T-post clip, this is what it looks like. You clip this side on, this goes around the back side, and then you just wind this over either your cattle panel or, in our case, the remesh, and that will hold it securely in place. A lot of people use cattle panels because they can get them at a super cheap price, and you can use them for, well, cattle, pigs, goats. Since we don't have the property for animals right now, the remesh is going to work just fine for us. And to equal a cattle panel, it's actually $8 cheaper to buy 2 pieces of remesh than 1 sheet of cattle panel. So we went the cheaper route, and this has larger holes so we can reach through and pick from the backside. So that's going to help us a lot come harvest time. Last year I actually had all of our tomatoes right up against the fence, and in the cheap little cages you buy from the store that really don't hold your tomatoes up. And I was only able to harvest about 60% of the tomatoes because I couldn't find the other ones. And they are actually volunteer reseeding themselves under all of our weed fabric we have down in the garden right now. So the ones that decide to rot on the ground, you want to pick them up if you don't want the seeds in your garden for next year. I did get the rest of the T-post put in for the second row, but without the T-post clip, I'm not going to be able to put the remesh up. So I think we are going to call it a day for today. In the next video, I think we are going to tie up all of the tomatoes and show you how we're going to do that. We actually use butcher's twine. It's a cotton string that you can use. It's not going to hurt. It biodegrades after the season's over if you don't get all the pieces out. So until then, we'll see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe and ring the bell so you can keep seeing our videos. Have a good day.